Wow, what an amazing song. I'm sure it's aged extremely well.
Are you sure about that?
Alright, it seems like Holland did in fact not tremble. Anyways, just glad I don't have to play that stupid. Hopefully, won't have to play that stupid song again. But hello, everybody. Welcome to this video. Back to the channel. Today, I'll be covering what's been an exciting first week of club football. There's been lots of action, and first, we'll obviously get to the big one, which is obviously the Cucurella Holland thing that's going on. But first, I'm going to talk a bit about like this. I'm doing a new thing. I'm having a FIFA background, no copyright. This is not me playing, by the way. This is some random dude who had copyright-free FIFA on YouTube. I'll try to find a way to be able to play FIFA and maybe have a background videos, and I'd do a career mode if that was the case. But yeah, well, I mean, I've done career mode before, but Xbox removed their streaming thing, so I think now you have to pay to play in the computer. Uh, anyways, let's hop right into it. So, first one, Chelsea played City. Obviously, that was the big game in the Premier League this week. City got that win 2-0. Haaland scored 18 minutes in with a little chip over Cucurella. Well, not over Cucurella, but he bodies Cucurella and then gets a little chip over Sanchez to make it 1-0. And, yeah, and then continuing on, you obviously have Kovacic with there's a bit of controversy surrounding a potential handball to do with Kovacic in that game, but the referees did not call it. And then Kovacic went on to score later in the game. So anyways, that game ended up 2-0, and what can I say? I mean, Chelsea are just so bad. They have so many players, and like they can't even like really put up a great game against City. Like, I mean, they were played decent, but City did not even really. City were definitely not at 100%, and they still got away with a pretty simple 2-0 win. So yeah, I'm still not completely sold on Chelsea. I predicted them to finish 8th in my predictions, and I still do believe there's a chance of that happening. Yeah, but anyways, that was I mean, I did a watch along of that game. It was alright. It wasn't like the most exciting game though. Anyways, in other Premier League news, we have the opening match of the Premier League was Man United v Fulham, which was played on Friday. They beat Fulham 1-0. Their new signing, Joshua Zirkzee, managed to get the winner in that game. It was scored in the 87th minute. It was so it was tight down at the end, but United did get the job done. And with other Premier League teams, Liverpool managed to beat newly promoted Ipswich 2-0. Although Ipswich, I watched the highlights of that game. They put up a pretty decent fight in the first half, it looked like, but then Liverpool, using their obviously Prem experience, being a big team, got the job done, and they got their first win under Arne Slot, which is good for the Reds. Anyways, yeah, I didn't watch too many games. Like, I watched two. I watched West Ham Villa, and I obviously watched Chelsea v City. But I watched some of the highlights from these other games. So I watched the highlights of Arsenal v Wolves. Arsenal got through that game 2-0 pretty with a little bit of ease. Yeah, and then the biggest surprise of the weekend, I almost want to say, is Brighton getting 3-0 win over Everton. It's a big win for the Seagulls, and Everton, not that's not a good start to their season either. Newcastle gets past 1-0 gets past Southampton 1-0. They did. There's a red card to, I forgot who it was to, but it was to Shar, but they still managed to get through that game. And Forest tied Bournemouth, and Aston Villa beat West Ham 2-1. That's the other game I watched. Was pretty good. It's the battle of a lot of new signings in that game. So there's obviously Villa's new signing. Amadou Onana scored 4 minutes in, and then 37th, and then Matty Cash gave up a pen, and then Paqueta scored the pen, and then but late on in the game, the 79th minute, John Duran, the backup striker for Villa, managed to make it 2-1, and that's how it ended. Villa continuing their strong end to last season with 3 points in this game. Well, I shouldn't say strong end to last season. They were strong all season. Last year, they're obviously going to be aiming to repeat at the top 4, and they could always be a dark horse for the title. You know, to be perfectly honest, I predicted them to finish in 6, but like I would not be surprised if they made it to top 4 again. I feel like it's again the teams finishing. I feel like the top 3 is pretty set. It'll be Man City, Arsenal, and Liverpool. But outside of that, I feel like you can order the teams 4 to 8 in any way. But yeah, good start. There's a lot of new signings in that game too. Obviously, I think West Ham's players, Somerville, full crew came on. Guy Rodriguez made his debut. Kilman and Mavropanos also made their West Ham debut. And then, yeah, there actually weren't that as many debuts for Villa. But, yeah, still a lot of new signings from those two clubs. And speaking of transfer news, a surprising one is Ilkay Gundogan might be making a return to City, which is just quite interesting, I feel. It's something I have not expected. Barca, I guess with financial trouble, Gundo isn't like terribly happy there from what I've heard. So move back to City would be a pretty crazy and unexpected thing. And in our transfer news is obviously Chelsea are signing a shit ton of players still, which because they just signed João Felix. Like it's Chelsea, can they stop signing these strikers? Like if I was Chelsea, I'd just like sign Osimhen and like done with transfers. They don't need any more transfers. Yeah, but Chelsea do desperately need a good striker. Nicholas Jackson is not good at all. Like, he's okay, but he's not, definitely shouldn't be Chelsea's starting striker. Anyways, in the other Prem games, Brentford beat Palace 2-1. And Leicester tied Tottenham, actually. Good start to season for Leicester, not so great for Tottenham. Jamie Vardy, once again, he's 37, he's still kicking it, scored the equalizer in that match. But he did miss a one-on-one. But then he did a kind of funny gesture where he showed, when the Spurs fans were like mocking him, he showed their Premier League, his Premier League titles compared to theirs, which doesn't make a ton of sense since Spurs have won 2 league titles, but just not in the Prem era. So I guess you can say that technically in the Prem era, Vardy does have more Prem titles than Tottenham, which is kind of funny. But anyways, Leicester, who I predicted to actually survive, might be getting hit with a big point deduction, so it's really too bad for the Foxes. There, and yeah, and you still, it's kind of funny. You're obviously going to hear like a lot of people complaining that Leicester are going to get in charge with the points deduction, and teams like City and Chelsea are not, there's no news around that, and get in charge. Well, City have already been charged with stuff, but I don't see why Chelsea might not end up getting into some FFP trouble soon, considering how many players they've signed. Actually, I heard an interesting fact, too. City v Chelsea was the first match in which the combined transfers of both teams were over $1 billion, which is insane when you think about it. City's highest spending transfer in that game was Josko Gvardiol, and obviously Chelsea's was Enzo Fernandez, I want to say. It was Ciro Fernandez or Caicedo, one of those two. But anyways, enough with the Prem, since I'm going to start talking about other leagues, since I don't feel like I do that enough. But the big news in other leagues was, the one game I really want to talk about in Spain was how Madrid, the Galacticos, tied to Mallorca, which is a very interesting result. You know, Rodrigo got the scoring start in the 13th minute, and I was like, oh, okay, they're they're probably going to go on and win this pretty easily now. But then, just kind of fizzled out, you know. And then second half, they played very poorly. Mallorca scored off of a corner, and then Mallorca definitely had a chance to win it late there, surprisingly. And Real Madrid ended up with a red card to Ferland Mendy. So, yeah, anyways, that's a big shocking result. And Barca fans... But Barca fans can now be happy for this 1 week as they are ahead of Madrid in the table. Just good for them. They beat Valencia 2-1 with a brace from Lewandowski. Anyways, I know the score in this FIFA game is probably gonna get Madrid fans pissed off, 3-0, but I didn't make this. Trust me, I did. It's the only copyright-free FIFA gameplay I could actually find that was good. Yeah, so I'll just have to start playing my own games. Anyways, in other leagues, bit of a shockers in Serie A, as both Milan teams drew their opening games of the season. Speaking of which, too, Napoli got smashed 3-0 by Hellas Verona, so not a good start from Napoli. Napoli was a team who drifted into mid-table last year. It was an amazing fall from grace from how well they played the season before. And yeah, and both Milan teams tying is a bit surprising too. Milan tied 2-2 to Torino. They needed to make a late comeback. Alvaro Morata and Noah Okafor with 2 late goals to steal the game. Or not to steal the game, but to at least draw a point from that. And Inter, too, defending champs, drawing 2-2 as well. Thuram with a brace in that game. And Messias of Genoa managed to tie it late in the 95th minute. And in the German league, I'm pretty sure right now the Bundesliga hasn't started, and that it's just like they have. I'm pretty sure they have paid Pokal actually, but Leverkusen won their third trophy under Xabi Alonso. They won the Super Cup over Stuttgart. Patrick Schick with an 89th minute winner means they continue on. They continue on their late antics going on to this season. And speaking of Super Cup related things, obviously the Community Shield and Super Cup happened. I know they happened last week technically. Like the Community Shield though was won 2-1 by City. Garnacho got the scoring started off in the 82nd minute, but then Bernardo with a header managed to equalize late in the 89th minute. And then it went to a penalty shootout in which the deciding pen, Johnny Evans, in I think it was the 8th round of penalties, Johnny Evans missed the target way over the bar. And, his ball went to go join Harry Kane's on the moon. Anyways, and Manuel Akanji, our City center back, did manage to get the job done. And, Madrid won the Super Cup 2-0. Mbappe scored. That's when I really thought. Actually, I'm kind of a bit sad that Madrid lost over the weekend because I was going to make a title saying it's already over, but no, maybe can't. But yeah, Mbappe scored. I thought it was like, oh my god, it's over, bro. Mbappe's scoring. It's over for the rest of Europe. And it's kind of funny. Mbappe finally gets his first European trophy in his first game with Madrid. And he scores a goal, so good performance from him, but really it's the Super Cup. It's not that big of a trophy. He definitely needs to do more. And Madrid, I know it's only one game, but haven't had a great start to the season. Anyways, I know no one will care, but this is actually the 2-year anniversary of the most viewed video on my channel, actually. It's technically not a video, but it's a stream, though, of when I streamed the Newcastle v City game from 2 years ago. It's the 2-year anniversary when I got 5,000 views on a video, which is pretty crazy. I'm sure it was from a lot of people just trying to find the people who are streaming the game on YouTube, but I ended up getting 15 subscribers from that one stream, which I was really great about. Anyways, that's all I'm really gonna talk about today. So I will see you guys in the next one, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. It's probably not going to happen, but I do want to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year. So make sure to drop a like and hit the sub button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.